Okay.
His question is, can a Christian practice/learn self-defense in the context of martial arts?
Okay, so we always talk about how these type of systems have both a kind of a physical component and a metaphysical component, right? There's moves you learn, and if you're trying to learn how, for example, to jujitsu fight, you're going to learn what to do when you're pinned a certain way. There really are. It's kind of formulas and strategies to gain position on somebody in ground fighting. So there's a physical aspect of it. And I think almost every officer who is training right now in America is learning some form of adapted martial arts, either in ground fighting or in takeaway maneuvers or in all kinds of these things that we learn, right? And never in any of that is there ever going to be any discussion of the metaphysical claims that might have been part of that system. Officers have no idea what the claims are, what the spiritual claims even are related to. They're just learning the physical moves. So I think in that sense, that yes, of course, you can learn self-defense without embracing the views that come along with that. And I think as we go through this, you're seeing more and more dojos where probably all they are doing is focusing on the physical nature of the discipline rather than. But I'm sure it varies from dojo to dojo. So, but I think what my concern would be is, of course, are claims about reality and worldview issues. And are you able to do this without? I believe, like you, that the Christian worldview describes reality the way it really is. That's another shameless plug for Greg's book. But I'm only saying that because Greg wrote a book called Reality. Okay, so, but honestly, we think it does reflect the way the world really is, and so therefore, I would not want to move toward any other worldview because it would be a lie. It's not going to reflect the world the way it really is. So I think it's I don't even think there's a risk. The people I know who are become really good ground fighters, I've got several friends whose only job now, I mean, they work in law enforcement, but they have these businesses where they are teaching defensive tactics at any different level. And they're teaching a lot of the techniques that come out of the martial arts, and never are they marrying these techniques to spiritual or metaphysical ideas at all. They're just looking at the physical side of it. So yes, is it possible? I would just be hesitant to, when you see that what you're learning is more than just a technique to do something physical, but is in fact a view of the world which is not consistent with the Christian worldview. That's where I would probably draw the line.
Okay, so let me turn the question around a little bit, just in case he was asking a question about theologically.
You can't just accept that answer, can you? You have to. You have to make it harder on me by change. Go ahead.
So, what do you think about just in terms of self-defense? Period, because I know there are some who are against that.
Yeah. Okay. So I think that. So I've written about this quite a bit at Cold Case Christianity, just because I get this question a lot, and I do think it's very reasonable to be in a position of, because what we're trying to do here is there are times when you are going to be in a moral dilemma where you're going to have to make a decision. Do I allow a greater evil? Am I going to have to do I have to do something right now that on its face, just on paper, I would not want to have to do? But if I don't do it, even greater evil is going to take place. If I could punch a guy in the side of the head and stop him from shooting 5 kindergartners, would I be willing to punch this guy in the side of the head? Would you do? You might say to yourself, well, on its face, the act of punching someone in the side of the head, but of course that's just taking it without justification. Is there ever a moral justification for acting with aggression to stop a greater evil? And I think I've talked about this in the writings at Cold Case. I think there are biblical examples of this, and I think this is not something that we should ever run from. Of course, it is harder, but you have to make the justification. You have to weigh the justification. Mm-hmm. Thanks so much for watching our video. If it was helpful and useful to you, I'd really appreciate it if you would follow us, subscribe to our channel at the bottom link here in the video, and tell your friends. And please follow us on social media.